Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas football back here at the Grapevine 7-on-7 state qualifying tournament here with the head coach of the Plano West Wolves, Coach Tyler Soukup. And, Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us here before you guys get going with your second game.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, Coach, obviously, you're out here at 7-on-7. We all know it's not real football, and there's some things you can take away from this that you can apply towards the fall. The big boys, the most important guys out there aren't out here, but still a lot of good things you can glean from this event today. What are you looking to see out of your guys for the rest of the day, and how can that benefit you guys in the fall?
Just want to see the kids compete. Want to see them throw and catch the ball a little bit. Want to see our secondary play the ball in the air, and just align correctly and play hard.
All right, now. When you took over at Plano West, the program was in a point in their time when they were struggling. They were on a long losing streak. Things weren't going well. You guys have turned it around, made the playoffs last year. A huge accomplishment for you guys. What were some of the things when you were looking at this job? What were the things that you felt like made Plano West a place where you could win, and what steps did you take to get things turned around?
In terms of what was appealing about Plano West was just the community. I was familiar with the community, having been in a neighboring school district and lived fairly close to Plano as well. I knew the kids, I knew the community, I knew the potential of the school. When we arrived, we really just focused on the controllables, things that we had control over, and really it starts with energy and effort. We just brought a good attitude every day and tried to teach the kids that. We challenge effort every single day. We set the bar, and when they reach it, we raise it, and the kids, like I said, they're great kids, great community with great kids. They've responded really well, but just focused on the things we had control over.
All right, now you've graduated a good senior class. I know they were a big part of the turnaround that you guys had. So you're out here with a much younger crew today, and you're going to have a younger team in 2021. What were the things that you guys in the spring focused on with your kids? What were some of the areas that you really wanted to try to work on with spring football this year?
Probably no different than anybody else. Just really getting the kids to believe in execution, getting them to believe if we can get 11 kids on the field doing their job and doing it consistently, we'll be a good football team. We got a bunch of young kids that didn't know what their job was and didn't know how to do it with grit, and we've made some strides for sure this spring in getting there.
Must have been really nice to be out there in spring football. Last year with all the uncertainty we had with the pandemic and not knowing we were going to have a season, had to be real refreshing. And was there a new energy from your kids knowing that there wasn't this kind of dark cloud hanging over them about if we're going to have a season or not? I mean, God willing, we're going to have football again next year, and things are looking good as far as that's concerned. But how much more productive was the spring, and how much more energy did your coaches and kids have?
Without a doubt, coaches and kids both. As you said, there's kind of been a dark cloud over everything we've done. We've had to play football and plan and prep for it while considering all these COVID protocols and the consequences of getting COVID. I mean, the severity of kids and their families and our families, it was a scary deal for a long time. And I think with as that is starting to subside, there's definitely a bit of relief with kids and coaches.
All right, Coach. Now, looking ahead, in your district, I talked to Basil a few minutes ago. He talks about how tough and deep your district is. From your perspective, I'm sure you agree with him. Every week in your district, it's a battle, and number 1 could beat number 8 on any given week. How challenging is that for you guys as a coaching staff, week in and week out, to prepare for such tough competition? Because there's no gimme games.
He called it, and he's 100% correct. You better show up every week in 6A. The challenge is getting kids to understand that, getting kids to believe there's no one on our schedule that we can show up and not play well and still beat. There's no one on our schedule that's going to be that way. So getting the kids to really understand the consistent effort that's needed week in and week out, the consistent preparation that's needed Monday through Thursday for that game is the challenge for a 16-year-old kid.
And I guess for the coaching staff, the challenge is those guys in the other field house, because there's a lot of great coaches in this district, and the schemes are really well executed. That's got to be a challenge week in and week out for you and your coaching staff to come up with a game plan as well.
It is. Good coaches and good players on every team we play. Just got done playing Flower Mound, and Coach Basil and his staff do a tremendous job. You got a Division I quarterback behind center, and that's always a good starting point. So every one of the teams in 6A has terrific players and are very, very well coached.
All right, Coach, let's talk about something fun now. You're a guy who knows his barbecue. You're originally from Kansas, and they do barbecue pretty well up there, I guess. Not as good as Texas, but it's good. From your perspective, when you're going to a barbecue spot, what do you judge the barbecue spot by? What meat? I mean, because sides are extra. We don't really care about sides. It's all about the meat. So what do you judge a good barbecue spot by?
Yeah, I think probably what every Texan does, that brisket. And I'm one of those guys. I like a little bit of bark on that brisket, and like it a little more moist than dry. And so I judge it by the brisket. And I think probably most Texans do.
Now, do you do sauce? Because Kansas, they like their sauce up there. Are you a sauce guy, or have you?
Sauce on the side guy. You know, I like to have a little control over that, but I do like some sauce.
All right, Coach. Appreciate your time. Congrats on all the success at Plano West, and good luck at 21. And we appreciate what you do for student athletes in the state of Texas.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate you having me.
Thanks, Coach.